Okay, so you are all welcome to day 5 of this data analytics bootcamp. And as like I said, this bootcamp is going to last for about 3 months. Today is day 5. And this is our today's outlines, what we are going to cover in today's class. So first of all, we are going to talk about we are going to have a recap of what we discussed yesterday. We are going to talk about a recap or to discuss about what we have discussed yesterday. And we'll talk about formula. Sorry. We'll discuss about formula and functions. And also the last thing that we're going to talk about is simple arithmetic. That's what we are going to talk about. These are the three outlines that we will cover today. The first one, a recap on yesterday, a short about what we discussed yesterday. If you can recall, we talk about how to insert a row and column, and also how to delete a row and column. I discussed about, I show you there are multiple ways to do that, and you can put it maybe one single column at the time, or you can put multiple columns or multiple rows at a time. You can also delete them once at a one by one, or you can delete them at once at the same time. Then we talk about text wrapping, which I show you, you can match either two cells or two columns together to make them one. If you match A and B, then you will not have B, you will only have A. If you match A, B, C, all of them will be A, you will not have B and C anymore. So that's the margin, that for the margin and center. Sorry, for the text wrapping, I'm sorry. I'll just get it away. For the text wrapping, I talk about if you want your text to be contained within the border or within the width of your cell. So you wrap the text. So you wrap it so that it will be within the width of your particular cell. And you can increase the height, or you can increase the width the way you want it to contain within that particular cell. Then we talk about match and center, which I just made mention. We talk about match and center, how you can match two cells or two rows to become one cell, or two columns or more than that to become one single cell. So today's class, we are going to talk about formula and function. Formula and function. What is formula? Many people think that the function and formula, some people are using the words interchangeably. They are using them to be like one is synonymous to other. Formula is function, or function is formula. So formula is is an expression. You can say mathematical expression, or statistical expression, or statistical statement, or mathematical statement, or you can just say it's a statement, or it's an expression written by a user. Let's just say it like this. It's an expression written by a user. So in Excel, when we hear about formula, let me just go to my, sorry, let me go to my, let me go to my Excel, yeah. So can you hear me now? Like I said, okay, like I said, when we talk about a formula, we are talking about the expression written by the user, by himself. And that expression can be anything. For example, a user can say 2 plus 2 by himself. That expression is a formula. A user can say 2 multiplied by 2 divided by 3 times everything, whatever he can say. He's the one that gives that expression. With the expression will return something to him. That's what formula is all about. So this is what you should understand. I don't know who is having a background noise. I don't know who's among those that are on mute. We are hearing a background noise. Yes. Let me mute some of you, please. Okay, I think it's some. Yeah. So that's expression. That's what the formula is all about. And what were the formula? When we talk about function, function is a predefined formula. It's a predefined formula. That's what function is. So what this function is all about is like When you say, for example, 2 plus 1, it will give you 3. But a function is not going to be 2 plus 1. There is no operator in function. You are going to call the name of a predefined function made by either you or someone. You call that particular function, and the function will did what it was meant for you to do. For example, a clear example is this sum function inside Excel. We are going to treat that today, but I'm going to give you an example of it so that you will have more understanding about the two. If I said, for example, let me open new sheet. Let me just go somewhere. Let me open new sheet. If I said, for example, I put 2 here, I put 3 here. So now if I want to add these two together, if I said 2 plus 3, don't worry, we are not trying to learn the, I'm just going to explain the function and formula to differentiate the two for you. We're yet started writing the formulas by ourselves. So if I say 2 plus 3, by default is going to give me 5. That means 2 plus 3 is 5 because I add them together. That means I put the expression of the what? Additional operator to put 2 plus 3 for me. And if I said equals to, for example, sum, and I said 2, and I hold my control, or I highlight them, for example, and I close it, it will give me still 5. Understand one thing. Here we have sum equals to sum open brackets C and 4. Here we have equals to C plus 4. This one is a function. Let me just write it on top. This one is a function, while this one is a formula. And they are doing the same thing. Why is this one function? Why is this one formula? This one is function because there is already predefined function in Excel that is called sum. That's the name of the function. And that function, what it did for you, it combined 2 cells, it put 2 cells for you. It add 2 cells or more than 2 cells for you together. It's like the function is doing the function of addition. So that's the name of particular function. It's a predefined formula in Excel. But now this expression of C4 plus D4 is a formula. You are the one that give the expression. You are the one that write the expression by yourself. And that's why it did this for you. So these are the difference between formula and function in Excel. And take note, most of all what you are going to keep doing in Excel, the expressions in Excel are not kind of that much. The formula in Excel are not kind of that much. Almost all what you are going to apply in Excel, most of it are predefined formulas. They are functions. Almost all what you are going to be doing in Excel. So that's what you should understand, or that's what I need you to know about formula and function, and that what formula and function entails. So now, if you understand the formula and function, we are going to start with simple arithmetic, which is the next topic after formula and function, what we are going to talk about. In simple arithmetic, when we say simple arithmetic, we all know that from the elementary school that we are talking about the addition, we are talking about subtraction, we are talking about multiplication, and we are talking about the division. These are the simple arithmetics that we knew already when we talk about them. So how are we going to apply this simple arithmetic inside or using Microsoft Excel? Because as a data analyst, you need to learn a lot of things in combining a lot of figures together. Sometimes it will be a sales directory or sales data that will be given to you from day one, maybe up till 365. That is yearly data. So you need to add everything together and give the total amount of money from that particular data. So you need to learn how to put such in Excel, because the main purpose of all this, it will help you a lot to do things in a very, very easier way, which if someone without this knowledge is going to do it, it will take him longer time than expected. So when we say this addition, I already give this formula. The sign of it is plus. Let me just put the signs. Let me write the signs. For example, sign, the subtraction is this dash sign. Then the multiplication is asterisk. asterisk. Asterisk is like this star that we call star. So you hold your shift and press it from your keyboard. That one will put the asterisk for you. Asterisk signs. Then the last one is division, then is forward slash. So let me just put it for you like this. Sorry. So the forward slash is the asterisk. So these are the four of them, and we are going to treat them today in this class. So let's start with the addition. Addition, as we already know, is to add two or more numbers together. That is plus, to sum two or more numbers together. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you add them together. Then it will give you all what you want for the addition. I think I have a data. Let me open a data so that we'll use that data and use it for addition. So let me open this Adidas dashboard data. So I think let me open this. This is the data. Okay, so let's use this data. Let's use this data. Okay, so we're going to learn addition. So I think we need to learn it from real data. Okay, so this is the, okay, first of all, let me just copy this. Let me copy it and take it back to our work. Let me paste it here. So sorry. Okay, so for the addition, if you want to add two or more cells together to get the total number of that, that's when you want to use, that when you use addition. So for example, now let me just start with addition here. Let me say addition. So now under addition, let's say I have 23,000, and let's say I have 13,000. So now if I want to add to find the total, let me say total here. If I want to get the total of this 23,000 and 13,000, I'm going to say equals to, when you are starting a formula and function in Excel, make sure whenever you are starting this, you are going to start by writing equal sign. Just put the equal sign. That's the first thing you need to put. Equal sign. That means you are going to put the expression of either function or formula. So you are writing formula, you are starting formula by writing equal sign. So I'm going to say equal sign. Then I will take the reference. Take note. You are not going, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to write 23,000. I'm going to put the cell reference, because now if I select this, it will give me C14. So I'm going to say C14 plus, then I will put the plus sign. You hold your shift from keyboard and press the where plus sign is, that close to backspace from your keyboard. You will see it there. You will see plus sign and equal sign, they are together. So if you want to use the one on top on keyboard, if you want to use the character or the letter that's on top on your keyboard, you need to hold shift and press that letter. Then the one that is on top will apply. But if you want to use the one that is under, then you don't need to hold shift. All you need to is to click it and it will apply. So when we click equal sign, we didn't hold shift. We just click on it and it will work. But if you want to put the plus sign, then you need to hold your shift and then press where the equal sign is. Then the plus sign will appear. So if you put the plus and then you click on the D14, that you can write D14 or you can click on the D14. So now if you press enter, it will give you the total of 36,000. It will give you the total of 36,000 because it's 23,000 plus 13,000. It will give you the sum of 36,000. Let me save this to you for the addition. If, for example, I don't have figures in cells like this, I don't need to put the cell references because now I use the cell references. If, for example, I just have a calculation that I just want to do, I will just say equals to 23,000 plus 13,000, enter, it will give me 36,000. I can do this, but this is just something that I did it myself. It's like I use Excel for as calculator, just to calculate something that I just want to calculate. But now the reason why we use the cell reference is that now if I change this 23,000 to 40,000, just have your eyes on the total. The total will automatically change to 50,000. The total will automatically change without me touching anything, because I already provide the references that whatever in C14, add it to whatever is D14. That is C14 plus D14. For example, now if I delete everything, it will just give me 0, because 0 plus 0 is 0 by default. Now, if I come and say 10 plus 10, automatically it will give me 20. So that's why sometimes in Excel, you can create a template that you don't need to have data to create a template. Once a user get the template and put his input, automatically that template will keep multiplying and will keep addition, or will keep summing up the data that the user is putting or is imputing inside the template. Please, you should take note on this. So that's why I put the reference on the cell. So whatever is in C14 and whatever is in D14, I put the total inside E14. So now E14 is the total, is giving me the total of everything. So that's how you can do it. So by default now, if I come here, let me come to our table. Let me turn this to quarter 1, turn this to quarter 2, turn this to total. If I just come here, for example, I just want to get the total and say equals to equals to C2, because that where quarter 2 is, I say C2, C2, sorry. So you see, it will just turn to a color. C2 now is highlighted because I put the formula of, I put the reference of C2 in my formula plus D2 and press enter. So now if I did this, you can understand what, you can recall the dragging. The dragging is for us to apply whatever is inside this under here. If I drag it down, automatically it will take the reference of everything here for me. And one thing about dragging in Excel is that if, for example, I put C2 plus D2, if I drag it down, it will give me automatically C3 plus D3. You see that, if you can recall the addition of 1, 1, 1, 1 that Excel used to do. So that's what dragging will do for your formula. It will take the references, that is D4, C5, C6, C7. It will continue up till what? Up till the C16, which is that the last column that you have. So now if I come here, I'm entering the data. Okay, quarter 1, we get 20 children, quarter 2, 30, quarter 3. You see, this, it will just keep adding. Look at the total, the way total is changing. So your total will keep changing. You don't need to touch it because you already applied the formula in all the cells. So when someone is entering the data, the template or your sheet or your this thing will keep adding the data for you like this. You see, you are just adding it and it will keep adding the data for you, as you can see. So this is something about this addition, and something about Excel, and why it is very, very easier to work with whenever you want to do anything related to mathematical functions. So this is number 1, and we are done with addition. So let's continue with subtraction. So let me just come down and say subtraction or subtraction. Which one is correct, please? Is subtraction or subtraction? I'm asking. I think you are just listening to me. It's subtraction, right? Are you with me? Please, can you hear me? Oh, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just talking. Nobody respond. Okay, I didn't unmute.
Oh, we didn't get to.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, somebody unmute yourself. Okay. Yes, okay, sir. So for the subtraction, I'm sorry, I put subtraction is subtraction. Sorry. So for the subtraction, it's like if you want to remove, you already know what subtraction is all about. It's just how to write it in Excel. So now, for example, I would say I have 20 here. I want to remove 5 out of the 20. Then I'm saying equals to. Then what is the cell reference where 20 is C17? So I'll say C17 dash, that is the subtraction. So dash D17. So that where 5 is. If I press enter, whatever is in this C17 will be subtracted with whatever in D17 will be subtracted out of what is in C17. So that why 20 minus 5, then it's going to give us 15. So if I turn it to 10, it's going to give us 5. If I turn it to 0, it's going to give us minus 5. If I turn it to 50, it's going to give us 45. So please, you should take note on that. So if I come back to our data now, this data, if I come back and change it to equals to maybe quarter 1 minus quarter 2, so I'm going to say C2 minus D2 and press enter. So now if I drag it down up till the end, sorry, if I drag it now up to there, whatever I put here inside quarter 1 will be subtracted from what is inside quarter. So we'll get the total. Maybe this is what is the total. So subtract, it will be subtracted this minus this, also this minus this minus this. That's how it will keep doing. So whatever, no matter how you want to subtract it, if you want to subtract maybe quarter 1 out of quarter 2 or quarter 2 out of quarter 1, you know how to put it. Then you just put the subtraction the way you want it to be. So this is how you apply subtraction. So the next one is multiplication. So for the multiplication, that is, for example, we have 20, then we have 10. So maybe I want to multiply this equals to C20 asterisk. Then you put the asterisk sign, asterisk D20. Then I press enter. Then it's going to multiply 20 times 10 for us. Then it's going to give us what? It's going to give us definitely is going to give us 200. If I turn it to 50, it's going to give us 500. If I turn it to 10,000 or 1,000, it's going to give us 10,000. So this is how you apply the multiplication. So the same thing with this, if you apply it, you can drag it down. Then for the division, sorry, I need to put it here, sorry. So for the division, somebody, your speaker is making noise. That's why we're having a background noise. Sambo, you can unmute yourself. So I think you can mute yourself, sorry, because your speaker is making a noise. So when we say, for example, 200, then we say divide 2, so I can say equals to C23 divide, that is / D23. So whatever is in C23, we want to divide it with whatever is in D23. So I can turn it to 10,000. 10,000, it will give us 5,000. I can turn it to 5,000. It will give us what? It will give us 2.5. That is 2,500. So this is how you apply all these simple arithmetics using Microsoft Excel. So like I said, we are going to work with real data so that we will apply what we learned here. So let me just turn this money into, okay, I'll just leave them US dollars. Don't worry, I'll leave them into US dollars. So now what we are going to do now is, let's create a column. Sorry, let me zoom it for you. Let's create another column under here. Okay, under here. Not under here. Let's create it under here, here, here. So let me just say addition, subtraction, multiplication, then division. So we are going to use this real data to do this. So I'm deleting this because we don't need this at all. We don't need it. So now understand this. This data, watch this data. It has about, this data that you are seeing, it has about, sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. I don't know. Okay. This data has about, just look at it. It has about 9,649 records. So the data is very big data. It's very much. You see, it's about 9,000. Let me come to the last row. You see, it's about 9,653. That's the record that we have in the data. So now you were given this data. You were asked to get, for example, let's say you want to get the total sold like this. You see it. This is the total sold. We want to get it. This is the total. For all these 9,000, we want to get the total. You see, okay, here it is. We want to get this total sales. Now, we want to get this total sale. How do we get this total sale? Let me explain it to you. If you look at it, we see we have this per price, that is per unit, and we have this one, that is what is sold for that unit. For example, now we are selling a shoes $50, and we sold pieces of them 1,200 pieces. So in order for us to get it, what formula are we going to apply? Out of the simple arithmetic that we have, we are going to apply the multiplication formula. Let me just wrap this. We are going to apply the multiplication formula. In order for us to get that, we are going to apply the multiplication. We are going to apply the multiplication. So look at it. In order for you to do that, what you need to do is equals to, then you are going to say this, that is this price, multiply by the total items sold, like this. Then you press enter. Then it will give you exact amount of total sale that they got. You see, they already did it and you got this. Sorry. This is exactly what you are going to get. Forget about this 600,000 that they get. I don't know where they got it because ours is correctly, because 50 times 1,200, it will automatically give you 60,000. This is what we got as answer. So if you want to apply it now, take note. If you want to apply it to all the 9,000 records that you have, you can drag it or you can double click on it. You don't need to drag up till the end. You can just come at the end of here, just double click. If you double click, automatically it will be applied. Okay, like I said, if you already put the formula now to get the total sold based on the price per unit, you multiply the price per unit times units sold. So you get the total sold per that particular unit. So now I can change this multiplication to write total sold per product. I can say this. So this is my total sold. Now I got the total sold using my simple arithmetic formula. So now, what if I want to get the total amount we got based on all what we have sold? That is the total amount of all these items. Since we have the total amount of all what we have sold, so we need to get the total amount of all the items for that particular shop. So we need to apply the addition. So what we are going to do is we are going to say equals to this, that is H6 plus this plus this. Are we all together? Are you understanding what I'm doing? That's what we are going to do to add all this total in one place so that we'll get the total price. But take note, this data that I shown you is about 9,000. Did I say 9,000? 96,000. It's about 96,000 records. How can you put this plus up till 96 times in order for you to get the total? So that what brings us to sum. We're going to talk about sum function. So let me come back again. So let's talk about the sum function. This sum function is under simple arithmetic. We're supposed to treat it when we discuss addition. But the reason why I didn't do that, I don't want to confuse you, so that I want us to finish with the simple arithmetic so that we move to sum function. This sum function is already a predefined function in Excel that when you have more than 2 cells to add together and the cells are in serial format, maybe vertically or horizontally, you don't need to keep writing plus. That will take much of your time. All you need to is to use sum. When you apply sum, all you need to do is to highlight the range, or to put the range by yourself. Then you will get the sum of what you want to add up together. Let's say, for example, now I have this. Okay, let me do it like this. Let's say I have numbers. I have 230, 240. Okay, let me do it like this. 230, 240, 320, 203, 199. I want to get the total here. So now, if I said I want to get the total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells together, I'm going to start saying, for example, this C27 plus D27 plus E27 plus F27 plus. You see, that's how I'm going to keep writing it up till the end. But by using sum function, I don't need to write anything. What I'm going to do is to write equals to sum, write the sum, equals to sum, then you open bracket. When you open this bracket, you need to, there are two ways to do it. You can highlight the range by yourself, just highlight it from the beginning to end. If you highlight it, you will see something inside formula, but it will turn to C27 colon G27. This colon is it stands for range. It's saying C27 range, that is up till G27. That's the range that it takes for you. If I change this range from G27, maybe I turn it to C, let's say C27 to C37. You will see the range, you see, is blue now. The range becomes here. So because I changed the range, but if I turn it to G27, then, okay, sorry, G27, then the range is going to look like this. It's going to be like this. Sorry, the range is going to look like this. Then you close your bracket, you press, sorry, you close your bracket, then you put 27, you close your bracket, then you press enter, then it will give you the total. It's doing the same thing, but this one is to help you do it in a very short way, not to keep writing plus, 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 plus. So that's what brought us to this sum. So let's go back to our normal data. Let's go back to our data. So now we want to get the total of all these products that we sold in that particular year. What we are going to say is equals to sum open bracket. Then if you click on this, you can drag it down, or you can hold Control Shift down, Control Shift down. Then you highlight all the 9,656 rows that you have. Control Shift down. Then you close your bracket. Then you press enter. So once you press your enter, you are going to get this. That is 120,166,650 dollars. So that's your total of all the product that you sold. So please do understand this. Try as much as you can to. I will give this data to you. I will send the data to you so that you will do some things. Oh, wait for the assignment, because there's going to be assignment next tomorrow. So you wait for the assignment so that you will test your understanding. But take note, just try as much as you can to keep practicing this. So the next thing we are going to apply is to subtraction. Let's say we are going to subtract out of this particular total that we got. Let's say we have expenditure. Let me just write expenditure. I will just click expenditure. We have expenditure of about 168 this US dollars. So we have about 168, 392 US dollars as expenditure. So we want to subtract the expenditure out of the total. So I would send this to total amount, or total, let me just call it total revenue. So I'm going to subtract the expenditure out of the total revenue so that we get the total amount for us to get, because if you must extract the expenditure in order for you to have the total revenue generated, or the total amount for that particular maybe month or year. So how to do it? You are going to say equals to this amount, that is 120 million minus the expenditure. Then I'll press enter. Then now the total amount for that particular year or month is 119,998, 119,998 and 258 US dollars. So that's the total amount after we remove the revenue out of it. We say total amount. So that's this. So the next thing is the division. Let's say this amount, we want to divide it. Let's say it's a yearly amount. We want to divide the amount into monthly revenue. We want to create monthly revenue. So we say subtraction, division. Then we did the subtraction, we did the multiplication, we did the addition. So now the division is the final one. We need to divide this total amount is yearly. We want to make it monthly. We want to have it to be monthly. So we are going to say equals to this particular amount divided by how many months do we have is 12. So we need to write 12 because yes, I told you you can write the amount by yourself inside the formula. So now I write the 12 by myself. I say the total amount divided by 12. So if I press enter, it's going to give me what? It's going to give me the monthly amount. So each month we generated a revenue of what? 9,999,855. So I don't know if you understand all this because you need to we need to do this so that you will see the reality of what you have done so far. So as you are learning this, and I told you, just with this simple arithmetic that you learned today, you see we can be able to remove a lot of things out of this data that was given to us. We get the total revenue, we get the total amount generated, we get the monthly amount, we get this, there are a lot of things you can do. Just with this simple arithmetics, you can do a lot of things. So I know you have a lot of questions, so I'll give you time to ask the questions because this is where we are going to stop. I think I'll give you this data maybe to practice this data because that's not where our assignment going to look like. But we're not going to use it for assignment, so I will give this data to you so that you practice the data and you do a lot of things within the data. It will help you so that from today you will start putting your hands on the real data and you start working with it. So anyone that needs to ask question, please, you can raise your hands so that I will give you the I'll unmute you so that you ask your question. So Piano, you can ask your question and you can write your question in the chat. I can read it because I used to read it there because it's even easier for us.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful lecture or lessons. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Piano.
My question is for the while we are making the addition and the divisions, I learned that the hashtag, is it the dollar tag is not appearing in the total we are making.
Yeah, don't worry about the issue of that. We'll talk about that when we start the cell formatting class. I don't want us to, don't worry about that. I
Okay.
even wanted to change the dollar to naira. I don't want to confuse you. That's why I didn't do it. I just leave it the way it is at dollar. Don't worry about the dollar. So I just
Okay. I shouldn't worry about this side.
We will talk about that because we will learn how to put
Okay.
our own naira. It's supposed to show naira, not dollar. Because when we are working on Nigerian currency, we're supposed to show Nigerian currency. So don't worry about that. We will talk about how to change the format cell to have your currency and other things. We'll talk about that later. So
Okay, thank you very much.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Who is this? I saw your question. I don't know. Is because of your English or because of your I don't know. Talk. I can listen to Ms. Bao Kachekua. Continue.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it's like you are having a network.
You are the one having network problem, not me. I saw your message. You say you are.
I see when you are saying that you have.
No, it's from your network, not my network. Everybody is listening to me very okay. It's from your network. So stop trying to make it entirely like everyone is having problem. You will watch the video later. Don't worry. You will watch the video later. I'm not going to repeat the last step. You will watch the video later. Sorry, please. Yeah. Ibrahim Baba Muhammad. Ibrahim Baba Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Naam alaikum assalam. Okay, I saw some people are saying, where do we get the expenditure? Expenditure will always be given to you. You are not the one to maybe create it by yourself. Expenditure is given to you. There is supposed to be a column where they are recording their expenditure. Yeah, sometimes you will see that, because if you are having this sales inventory like this, for example, for your shop, whatever you purchase, you need to write it down. You jot it day by day. So as a data analyst, you need to learn how to put everything. Don't worry, you will have individual assignment. You will work with real data. Don't worry about that. Don't worry, you will know how to get expenditure. Okay, I can listen. I can hear you, Ibrahim Baba.
Okay, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So, sir, my question is based on the yesterday's lecture.
Okay.
So the question is what is the difference between the table that state and the one that we create?
We can't hear you. Please write it. Write it in the chat, please. Write it in the chat. Someone say he can you can't ask any question. iPhone, because you are totally confused. How do you get confused? Why are you lost?
Okay.
You can write it down. Don't write it in the don't worry, you will watch the video, because we have started today. This is when we started the work today. Simple arithmetic. We are even, it's just ABCD of what we are going to do. So don't get confused, please. We started things step after step, one after the other. I just, that's why some people, some are even saying the class is kind of too little for them. I know them just that talk to me in the private. So don't worry about that one. I don't want to confuse. That one we take it one after the other. One after the other. Yeah. Somebody was saying in my last class, I was talking about something about double clicking, not dragging. Yes, of course. Let me share my screen again. Thank you so much for calling my attention to that. I don't know who said that. Okay, like I said, now let me delete this so that I will repeat it again, because that's where we got that. Like I said, if you want to get the total, I said this price per unit multiplied by total units sold, it will give us the total sold per product, total price sold by product. So now if I want to drag it, yeah, I can drag it now, hold my cursor. I can drag it up till 9,000. You see, it's going down, going down, going down. But it will take much of your time, because 9,000 is not an easy task to do. So in Excel, you don't need to drag it all the way up till the end. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is come to the edge like this, like it's like you are about to drag. Come to the edge like this. All you need to is to double click. That is to click on your left click, double click it very fast. Just double click it very fast like this. Immediately you double click it, it will automatically go down up till the end. It will do that for you, in as much as you don't have any break. Because sometimes when you have a break, maybe there are empty cells sometime within. It will stop where the empty cells stop. So you need to go and check it. So you need to do it like this. You come down and check it. And I talk about holding Control Shift down. I talk about that. I talk about that Control Shift down. Maybe I want to get the total of this equals to sum open bracket. Then you click on one of it. Then you hold Control Shift down, so that you don't want to kind of drag it up to the end. Just you hold Control Shift down, you close bracket, you press enter, then you have your total. So I talk about that also. So thank you for calling my attention to that. Thank you. Okay, I missed almost 15 minutes of the class. Yeah, if you miss even 2 minutes, definitely believe me, this class you will miss a lot. Don't worry, watch the video. I will match all the 3 videos together so that you watch them all together at once. Don't worry. Must the cursor show the arrow sign or the plus sign? I didn't understand you. Please elaborate. Comfort. Please elaborate on your question. Elaborate more. Explain more. I didn't get your question. Please type it. When we double click, yeah, when you want to double click, let me show my screen again. When you want to double click, like you want to apply it on all the cells, let me delete this again. If you want to apply it on all the cells, you see, the cursor will just be like that black, you see, that black of without arrow, I think, that just like plus or cross, you see, it turned to, you see, it turned to cross or plus, like this. The way it turned where you, when you want to drag, if you can recall our cursor lecture, that why all these lectures we carry it one after the other. So if you didn't understand it, please refer to that video when we discuss about cursors in Excel, because all this that we discussed from day one up till today, all of them are chain. They are all chain. So you need to understand them. So when it shows this, all you need to double click. When you double click, then it will apply it on all the cells. You see, I hold control down. It will carry me automatically to 9,653 last row. So that's how you can do it. So it will show that black cross or black plus in order for you to do it. No. Like I told you, the reason behind applying sum, because in this simple arithmetic, only addition has sum. So you are the one to know when to use sum and when to use addition instead of sum. You are the one to know when. Because I told you the reason behind using sum is when you have lots of numbers to add together. So it's better for you to use sum, because you don't have time to keep writing plus. So it's better to use the function, addition function, instead of formula of addition. So we only discussed one function for today, that is for addition. And I told you the reason behind using addition function. So I hope you understand the reason behind it. So that's for it. So I don't know, I think you don't have any question. Maybe I answered all the question. I'm going to work on the, put all the all the videos together in one place. Then I will drop the link for you to watch, inshallah. So thank you for today. Please, I will drop this data for you for better practical, so that you will practice ahead of your individual assignment next tomorrow. Because tomorrow we are going to have average and percentage. I don't want you to get confused with average and percentage too, because your assignment is going to be very assignment, kind of technical assignment. So watch the videos, practice it. 1 hour, 30 minutes is enough for you to practice and get back to whatever you are doing. So take care. I have another class. Maybe let's end this one for today. See you tomorrow. Good night. Have a wonderful dream. Bye.
Thank you.